Okay, here we go. Solving polynomials, solving, right? Because now solving means you're going to get answers. Solving these polynomial equations, right? Because they're polynomials. And their equations, the equation part is the equal sign, right? Solving polynomial equations in factored form. This is the technical like title for this section, this unit that we're doing. Just this fancy verbiage. This is what we're doing, okay? But another way to say this in a more just simpler terms, this is also referred to as AKA, also known as. This is also known as, where's my, oh, here it is. This is, everybody know what AKA is? Also known as? Yeah, also known as. This is called the zero product property. Okay, they give it fancy titles, they give it fancy names. You're like, I don't know what it's called. Well, it really doesn't matter. As long as you know how to do it, that's the part that counts. It's also called the zero product property. Now, zero does stand for the number zero. Yes, the number zero is so easy to work with. Yes, it's easy to add zero to something. 5 plus 0, 5. Right? 0 means nothing, right? 0 is nothing. 5 take away 0, well, 5. And then multiplying by 0, oh my God. Multiplying by 0 is the easiest times tables ever, right? It's even easier than 1. Okay. Let's, before we get into the multiplying, let's do some just simple solving equations. Yes, let's review here. Because I know you know this. Here's number 1. Ready? I want you to solve these. Right? You're going to give me answers. What if I put m minus 8 equals 0? Notice that it says equal to 0. Okay. Well, how would you solve that? Oops. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you put it, but wouldn't it be 8? Because 8 minus 8 equals 0.
Very good. You see, this is so easy that I don't have to solve it. I know what this is telling me. See, Dean just said something really important. He says, why do I have to solve it? I know what, I can read this. This problem is telling me what number do I take away 8 so that the answer is 0. Did you guys hear? He said it. I mean, I still want you to go through the steps because they're not going to be this easy. But the point is the number 0. Everybody know the number 0 is like you want it to add or subtract and give you 0, right? That's what the answer. So anyways, yeah, but you've learned to do what? Well, plus 8, right? You've learned to do this, right? Or move this negative 8 to the other side. Isn't it true that this answer makes sense, everybody? Did everybody get positive 8? Yeah. Why does this answer make sense? Because positive 8, if I put it here, if I put this here, 8 take away 8, doesn't that give you 0? Well, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we want the answer to be 0. That was adding. I'm sorry, that was subtracting. Let's do an adding one. How about y plus 13 equals 0? What do I have to add to a positive 13 to get 0? A negative 13. Do we really have to sit here and solve it? I mean, I'm moving this positive 13 over, or you're doing like this number like this. Some of you still like to do this. Minus 13, right? Do you guys agree that you can look at this and just know the answer? Yeah. And just check. Is it true that negative 13 plus a positive 13 gives you 0? Yeah, they cancel out. They're opposites. Okay. All right, now how about this one? Number 3? 5x minus 3 equals 0. Well, this one, see, you can't, now it's not a one-step problem. There's a couple of steps involved. You can't, it's not a simple one where you can see it, but you got to work it out. There is still a value for x that works. Okay, so how would you solve it? Can somebody talk to me here? What would you do? How would you do it? Wouldn't you move this 3 to the other side or do plus 3, right? Move the 3 over or just do plus 3. So we're left with what? 5x equals what? 3? You guys agree it says 5x equals 3?
So wouldn't the answer be a decimal?
No, we're not going to do decimals. We're going to get a fraction, right? And then how do you finish this? Like 5x equals 3. What the heck is that? Well, don't worry about it. You just stick to the steps. How do I solve for x and get rid of this 5? Divide. You stick to your steps. Believe me, just stick to the process that you learn how to solve equations. You're going to get x equals what?
0, 5.
That is the answer. Just leave it. Now, can anybody prove and check it that it works? Let's just do a quick check right here, just to check it. I'm gonna check this answer, right? Just to see that it's right. It's the equation is 5x take away 3 equals 0. And you got what answer for x?
3/5. Yeah, it works out. Because 5 times.
Let's take a look at this. How are you convinced that this works? Dean, tell everybody why.
Oh, so basically I multiplied 5 times 3 over 5, and then that equals positive 3. So, yeah.
This, when you multiply it, equals positive 3?
Yes.
Yeah, how did you do that?
I multiplied it?
You multiplied it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You cancel out the 5s.
Very good. Remember, if this 5 is here and this one's in the bottom, they cancel out. These cancel out. Why you got to do 5 times 3 is 15. 15 divided by 5 is 3. You just went around the block for no reason. This 5 and this 5 cancel out. What's left? 3. What's 3 take away 3? 0. It works. See? It works. That answer will give me the 0 when I add this. That's the value of x. That'll give me 0, right? They're going to add up and this. Okay, it works. Okay. And how about this one, number 4? Again, you should know all this already, right? Number 4. How about 6x equals 0? I mean, I'm putting everything equal to 0. Anybody can tell me how to solve that? 6. I mean, can you read it and then it'll just tell you what's going on? 6 times what number will give you 0? I wonder what x has to be. Yeah, see, the answer is 0, right? It can't. What if somebody says, well, negative 6? What if somebody says negative 6?
That'll be negative 36.
Oh, they're thinking like if it had a plus, like if it was adding, right? This one doesn't say add. Right, this one, if you're solving for x, you divide by 6, you divide by 6. 0 divided by 6, well, is 0. Yeah, x is 0. You guys agree that that's going to work out like that? Yeah, last one. We'll save the difficult one for last. Anybody on that one? Yeah, go ahead.
With me?
Yeah.
0.
0? The answer is 0?
The x is 0.
The answer for x is 0?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's 0 divided by 4? 0, right? So yeah, this one you're going to get x equals 0 also. What number do I divide by 4 so I get 0? Well, x equals 0. Okay. All right. So we saw adding, we saw subtracting, we saw multiplying, we saw dividing. Okay, now I'm going to tell you what the 0 product property is. You're going to be like, that's it. I'm going to be like, that's it. A very simple concept. Here it is. Here's what you're learning today. Here it is. The 0 product property. Now, it says it in the word here. It says it in the title here. These two words are here, 0 and product. 0 is the number 0, yeah? Not actually, 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number 0, 0 is the product. 0 is the number Well, yeah, it has something to do with the number 0. Yeah, yep. And what does this word product mean?
It's like
Product?
The answer to multiplication.
Multiplication. Product means multiplication. That's the fancy word for, right? What's the fancy word for addition? Sum. Find the sum of. Didn't we have problems when you said find the sum of and that gave you two polynomials? Yes. What's the fancy word for subtract? Difference. Remember that? Okay, and what's the fancy word for multiplication? Product. Okay, it has to do something with multiplying. Okay, here it is. Here's the idea. Here's what's going on. This is so dumb. Here it goes. Ready? You're going to be like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's it. I'm just going to go ahead and jump in here. Here's number 1. Ready? I'm going to put 2 parentheses. And then I'm going to put equals 0. Okay? Now you tell me how to do this problem.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be like an infinite amount of numbers you could put in there? Like you could put something times 0, something another times 0.
Did you hear what he said? He said something really important. He probably doesn't even know. But I already understands that he gets it. He said that in order for 2 things to multiply, or even 3, or even 4, I don't care, but right now we're only seeing 2. Do they both have to be 0? No. As long as one of them is a 0, do I really care what this other number is? No. Like if I put 7 times 0 is going to be 0, right? Well, that's if this one is a 0. But what if this one is a 0? What if the first one's a 0? Do you agree it doesn't matter what this one is? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, mister.
Yeah?
I think I can solve that one that you were on the board.
Okay, give me the 2 answers.
Oh, wait, there's
Too slow.
Okay, the first one is x equals -3.
Uh-huh.
And the second one is x equals +8.
That's correct. See? He got it. He got it already. All right, let's explain to everybody else, Dean. Let's share the wealth, share the knowledge. Okay. Let's say this is just the number 2, right? I'm just going to put the number 2. And let's say this is x plus 5. Well, then I really don't need this parentheses, right? This one can't give me a 0. It's just a 2. There's no way I can get a 0 from this one. But what value of x here will make this parentheses a 0? What value of x? Okay, so what you want to do is whatever it is, you put this x plus 5 and you just put it equal to 0. You put it equal to 0, right? To see what value of x will give me a 0 there. But you already know, well, what the hell is the opposite of 5? Isn't it going to be just the opposite of +5? Yeah. Do you guys agree when I solve this is going to be x is equal to what? What are you going to get when you solve this?
-5.
Yeah, isn't it just like the opposite? Yeah. Do you agree? If I put x equals -5 here, what's going to happen? It'll be like this. It'll be the 2, you have the 2 right there, and it'll be what? Times what? -5. Oh, darn it. Did it go? No. Wouldn't it be 2 times, and then what's going to happen with the -5? What's going to happen in this parentheses? Aren't you guaranteeing a 0 right here? That'll be 2 times what? 0. And yes, 2 times 0 will equal to what? 0. That's what the 0 product property means. Dean said it. Dean understood it already. He said, I can have a 0 here, and then I don't care what it multiplies to, or I can have a 0 here, and I don't care what this number is, and they'll multiply to 0. That is the 0 product property. Pretty much it says, as long as one of the parentheses has a 0, you're going to get the answer 0, right? This, well, that's for one parenthesis. What about the other one? I'm sorry?
So
That is one of the answers. But what about the other parentheses?
Would it be 1.5?
No decimals. Okay, let me finish the notes. Okay, I think you guys are getting it. Here it goes. X plus 3 times x minus 10 equals 0. See, you understand what's happening over here. Do we have to sit here and do the box method and expand this? No, we want it like this with two parentheses. What number times what number gives me 0? Well, as long as you can figure out what gives me a 0 here, you'll get it. Well, just put this parentheses equal to 0. X plus 3, put it equal to 0. But you already know what it's going to be, right? What's the opposite of positive 3? You see? Does everybody agree if I put a negative 3 here, negative 3 plus 3 is 0? Now, if I put a negative 3 here also, it'll give you like what? Negative 3 take away 10, it'll be negative 13. I don't even care what number is over here. Because 0 times negative 13 will give you 0, see? So you guaranteed a 0 here. Okay, that's one possible answer for x. Now what are you going to do? Find the other possible 0. What do you have to do? Put this parentheses, the x minus 10 equal to 0, but you already know. All it has to be is the opposite of a negative 10 is what? Well, sure enough, when you solve it, what do you get? Positive 10. Does everybody understand why there's two answers? One of them when you're making this one the 0, and then the other one when you're making this one the 0. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this one. Number 3. X minus 8 times x plus 4 equals 0. Well, these are two numbers being multiplied. But as long as I can get this one to be the 0, that's one answer. And then when I can get this one to be the 0, that's another answer that'll work. Okay? So some of you probably don't even have to do any work anymore, right? What's the answer for this x to make this parentheses a 0? Positive 8. You see how easy this is? Now here's what's going on. If I say x is 8, then you got to do this. Well, if this one's 8, that'll be 8, take away 8. And then I have to also put 8 plus 4 equals 0. But see, I don't care what the other one is, because what's 8 take away 8? 0. 0 times 12? Well, yeah, see? I don't care what the other one adds up to be. Okay, so I made this one the 0. Now, what's going to be the other possible value of x that'll make this a 0? Okay, that's negative 4. Well, then I got to put negative 4 here for x, and that's when you try right here. Well, what's negative 4 take away 8 times negative 4 plus 4? Does that equal to 0? Yeah, because what? Well, I don't care what number this is. It's going to give you negative 12. Negative 12 times, what did you guarantee? A 0. 0 times anything is 0. That's the zero product property. The zero product property says 0 times anything gives you 0. Is that simple? Yeah. Okay, let's step it up. How about this one, number 4? Now I'm going to trick you. What about 3x times x plus 5 equals 0?
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, go ahead, Dean.
X equals negative 5.
X equals negative 5?
Yeah.
But this one has two answers.
Oh, never mind.
That is one of the answers.
Oh, wait, it's still x equals negative 5 or x equals 0.
Correct. So does everybody agree we got this one for this part, for this parentheses? I mean, you can put a parenthesis here if you want. Just remember, for every x or for every parentheses, you gotta get a value of x that works. That gives you a 0. This one's easy. What's the opposite of positive 5? Well, x is equal to negative 5 is one of your answers. And this one, what do you do with this one? Put 3x equals 0. Okay, I'm going to finish the notes while you guys are putting everything away. Here's the last one, number 5, the ones that look like this. Oh, it's the same one I put on the board. Oh my God, I didn't even look up there. Do you guys agree you can give me one of the answers? Yeah, look at the notes, how to do this one, okay? I'll finish it off. This one is this, and the assignment's there. Yeah, have a good day. This one, you put the parentheses equal to 0. And then you solve it. All right. There it is, easy day. Make sure you do the assignment.